What are people looking for when they actually come into the shop?
I would say
Today I'm on location at Churchill's in Maumee, Ohio to meet with a good friend to find out what do wine drinkers really want.
my name's Richard Fortney, and I'm the wine department manager here at Wall Churchill's Market in Maumee. I've been in the retail business for about the last 30 years.
What if people come in, they say, I want really good Napa Cabernet or California Cabernet under 25 bucks?
Well, if it's got Napa on it, it's already carries a premium, so it's getting more and more difficult to find anything under $25. The new under $25 is actually $25 if you want to be realistic about it. Washington State is actually my preferred value because you're not paying for the property that you would be in Napa. This to me is good value for money. It's a blend of Cabernet, Merlot, and Syrah, and it's what I call old school California wine. Not all jammed up. It's got balance, got nice firm acidity, good fruit, nice long finish.
What if people want big buttery Chardonnay like Rombauer style? What's something that you recommend for them?
Well, when it comes to California Chardonnay, I think one of the best wines out there right now is the calling Russian River Valley Chardonnay, which is the best region in California for Chardonnay. But more specifically, this is a specific vineyard called Dutton Ranch. This is a far cry, one of the best values you're going to find in California. It's got balance, it's got a little bit of oak, but it's not over the top like some of the California wineries can be. It has a finish that just carries on forever. But you need to look for this Dutton Ranch. But this for $31 is an absolute steal. Here's another one. Unity. This is the second label for Fisher Winery. Fisher Winery has a huge connection here in the Midwest. Fisher Winery has been there since the early 70s. The wines we're seeing from Beaujolais into this country now are much, much better than they've ever been. I think people have finally taken an interest in them. We're seeing wines made in a classic style. Great summer reds. This particular winery is on granite, so you get, again, good minerality, good structure. A lot of structure for 15 bucks is an absolute steal.
Like me, you have more of a European palate, so if people want big, fruity red wines, what direction do you steer them in?
Well, for the hardcore Napa wine drinkers, it is a bit of a challenge, but certainly my go-to would be Brunello. They're 100% Sangiovese from Tuscany. Some of them are single vineyard, like for example, this Chiachi. Piano Rosso is a single vineyard, Brunello di Montalcino. It's got everything going for it in terms of body weight, tannin structure, strength, balance. It's also very food friendly.
It's summertime, so what about crispy, fun white wines?
That's exactly what we're looking for, because if you have a crisp finish on your wine, it's going to be a lot more palatable, especially in this heat that we have right now. So this is a new wine that I just picked up. Pecorino is the name of the grape. It's also the name of the sheep from which they get the cheese, Pecorino. Absolutely a value at $15 a bottle. It's crisp, got minerality, and the finish on it just goes on and on.
And I love that at the Saturday tasting. That was a great wine for 15 bucks.
That was everybody's favorite. Barolo. We've arrived. There's a good reason why Nebbiolo is on the hierarchy of the noble vines. This is a single vineyard, Barolo, 100% Nebbiolo, 2019 classic vintage. It's got great structure, good depth. Drink it now, lay it down for 20, 25 years easily. My only regret is that I discovered Nebbiolo later in life. Nobody makes Nebbiolo like they do in Piedmont.
If somebody's intimidated, they're coming to a shop, they don't know what their taste is, what to buy.
Right.
What are some recommendations that you would give to those type of people?
First of all, encourage them to come to our tastings, because there you get firsthand knowledge about what you are going to enjoy. I can't tell you what you're going to enjoy. Everybody has their own palate. Taste wines as many as you possibly can, and develop your own frame of reference. We're just here to help you.
What are people looking for when they actually come into the shop? What's the common price points you're seeing wines move at?
Right now, the current price is about $15 to $20. Sometimes they don't know exactly what they're looking for. They're confused. You have about 30 seconds to assess what they're really interested in, which way they want to go, because they need to get on with their day.
So you need to read people really quick.
Very much so. Yeah, I think that's part of the success of any retailer, is being able to determine pretty efficiently and quickly what the customer is actually looking for. When they say dry, sometimes they don't mean dry. How I often do that is sometimes ask them what wine in particular they had last that they remembered that they've enjoyed. And from there, you should get a frame of reference in terms of sweetness. Then you can get creative with them and ask them what they're having for dinner. Try to match that. The success rate comes when the customer comes back and tells you that the match worked or the wine was outstanding. So that's what I really always encourage people to do, is give me the feedback so that I can learn to work with them in the future.
It's all about that. Let's go with what you chose and tell me why.
Okay. So this is from Austria. This is a Grüner Veltliner from one of the best producers, Gobelsburg.
Oh, Schloss Gobelsburg, the old monastery. I love it.
These guys have been making wine for hundreds of years. Grüner Veltliner has really grown pretty much exclusively in Austria. Seem to do very well there. Just love the minerality.
And how much is this wine?
$17.99.
I mean,
it's ridiculous.
For the price, the value for money.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I love about GV, like, what do you, I get Thai basil lime. That's what I'm thinking when I think of Grüner Veltliner.
Well, I just get all kinds of layers of flavor and minerality, and it opens up, and it changes with the temperature. It changes with what you're pairing it with.
It smells good. This is a wine. This is 2022. I haven't had this in a couple vintages, and it's just value for money is ridiculous.
These guys are consistently spot on. Feel that minerality on the finish.
Oh. Austrian whites is like, the value for money is just ridiculous. This goes through everybody, casual drinker to connoisseur.
I would say so. But one of the things that's absolutely gorgeous about it is that it leaves your palate clean on the finish. It's not cloying.
Yeah.
Get these nice fruit flavors up front, but that bracing acidity, that dryness that you get, cleanses your palate and makes it clean on the finish.
I met Richard in there's actually a collector group I talk about on the channel I taste with every month, and he's been awesome. And he actually does Saturday tastings here, and the value, you always knock it out of the park. If I was scoring critically, like it's like high 89 point type wine, like not that it matters. It's just so friendly. Like everybody loves it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of feedback do you get on this wine?
Oh, nothing but great reviews.
Okay.
I think one of the best producers, best values, Schloss Gobelsburg is the premier Grüner Veltliner example that I think everybody should enjoy.
One of the best Grüner Veltliners I ever had is their Tradition, their high-end Grüner Veltliner. That's just killer. Let's go on to a region I love. I love Tokaj. Viewers of the channel know I used to go there before COVID like 3-4 times a year, and I love Kvaszinger, a good old Hungarian pronunciation. Why did you pick a dry Tokaj?
Because it's unusual, and again, it has that bracing minerality, that classic European styling that just gets under your skin and just screams, I love you.
You're more mineral than you are fruit, I've noticed with all types of wines.
Yes, but it has to have a balance.
Okay.
There has to be fruit in there up front, but you're probably correct. Yeah, I like the acidity on the wine.
I mean, we talk, even when you talk about Burgundy, when I give you other Pinot Noirs, you're like, oh, it doesn't have that mineral hit that Burgundy gives you.
Yeah, that's oftentimes the case.
With dry Tokaj, I love that green apple flavor, and you feel like you smell it could be sweet, but it's not. It's a dry wine, like right initially. Right. What is this price?
$17.99.
And what are people saying about this? Because Tokajs can be difficult to drink. Sometimes they're high in acid.
Yeah. I've had nothing but rave reviews.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, a little lime zest on the finish.
Yeah. Tokaj sometimes can have problems with like too much minerality, too much acidity, too much sourness. Yeah. So you, like everybody likes this. You just for crispy white or substitute the Sauvignon Blanc? How do you recommend this wine?
Actually, as a food pairing, any kind of barbecue chicken would work really well with this. Of course, any kind of seafood, but it has that bracing style to it that will stand up and change whatever food you're having with it. It's got complexity that you don't get from, let's say, for example.
I thought the Grüner Veltliner might be a better wine, but I think I like this more. Where do you stand? What's your preference between the two?
I wouldn't be opposed to drinking either one. I don't know if I could choose one over the other.
Dry Tokaj has that like sweet tart candy flavor. Like I used to love lemon sweet tarts.
Yeah.
And that's what you get on the back end. I love it. I love this. Oh, man. You talked earlier, consumers sometimes think they want sweet, but they don't.
Right.
Or think they want dry, but they don't.
Right.
This is like sweet fruit, but it's a dry wine.
Right. If I pick a wine, especially in our case stacks or something to feature in the wine tastings, when I'm tasting with my suppliers, it's like, this wine has extra character that other wines in that price point don't have.
Got it.
So I'm looking for price point as well. So,
ooh, and it's a Rosenthal wine. I love.
Oh, he makes some great wine selections.
Sancerre. I just actually did a video about can anything top Sancerre, where I blind tasted a bunch of Sauvignon Blanc. Why pick Sancerre?
Again, it's got that classic European styling to it. Crisp, complex. The complexity you can't get with wines that are over manipulated. These are old vines. It's Sauvignon Blanc in a completely different style than you get from Marlborough out of New Zealand. Those wines tend to be more tropical, almost, I call them obnoxious sometimes because they're just so perfumed. You know, you can't get past you can't enjoy them because the obnoxiousness of they're
just too pungent.
They're too pungent, exactly. So Sancerres are a lot leaner. This is all grown on chalk or limestone. They call it Kimmeridgian soil, and it's just totally reflected from the first minute that you.
How much is this?
It carries a premium. It's $45.
No, it drinks like a $50 wine.
Yeah.
Like I just put my nose at
right.
56.
Right.
I mean, I love about Sancerre. Sometimes Sancerre can be too mineral, and I want some more fruit.
Yeah.
This has it, right? This unmistakably Sauvignon Blanc.
Right.
Oh, it's like mineral, like kiwi, but it's not pungent at all. This is great.
It has some body weight to it.
Mmm. What's the vintage on that?
22.
So it's got, a year and a half in the bottle. That's a great wine.
Yeah.
That's a great wine. Yeah. To me, again, scores don't matter, but to me, it's like 93 type of wine. This is exceptional.
This is one of my personal favorite Sancerres.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
year in and year out.
You just want, this is what you want. This is what you want to drink.
Without taking out a second mortgage. I know 45 sounds a little bit steep, but in comparison to the crude Burgundies, especially from Chablis, like Clos or one of those.
And it's so funny because Sancerre is the most brand name in the Loire, more in Pouilly-Fumé.
Right.
So the wines, sometimes you can pay a lot for not a good Sancerre.
Right.
But that's great.
Well,
that's great.
Yeah.
I actually wish I would have had that in my Sancerre video a little while ago. That's amazing wine. Yeah. I preach on the channel that, okay, prices are rising a little bit. It used to be 25 to 50, let's say 30 to 50 now. I think you can drink the greatest wines in the world if you know what you're looking for, 30 to 50, or really great wines.
This time in our history is probably the best time ever to be drinking good, great wines at reasonable prices. You've got a number of things going on in Europe, and as well as the United States. People are drinking less wine. So the prices, I think, are starting to reflect that. We see some of the prices coming down that inflation created. A lot of that was shipping, like for the containers.
Yeah.
I heard horror stories of people that are paying $9,000 for a container, and then when COVID hit, they were paying $20,000 to $30,000 for the same container.
What have you seen change in the wine world? You've been in retail for over 30 years. You had your own shop before.
So happy to say this. People have gotten off that full fruit forward Chardonnay out of California. What I don't like seeing is the wines from Napa that used to make wonderful Cabernets have gone full-blown fruit forward, over-the-top alcohol, 15-16% alcohol, which I don't know what you do with those wines. They're so big and massive, they're not very food friendly. Mm-hmm. There's not much you can pair them with. You can have them before or after dinner.
That's great. That's a great wine. Anything else you want to say about the Sancerre?
I love Sancerre, and I like them at all price points. I even love the rosés from Sancerre.
What's your take on Sancerre Rouge, now that everyone's looking for value Pinot Noir?
I've only come across one. I don't see a lot of them in this country.
Let's move on to the reds here.
Okay.
What are people looking for in reds in the shop?
Something that's easy drinking, a little bit of fruit to it. You don't want something dry, especially in this heat. that's going to dry tannins or a heavy tannic structure that's going to rip your mouth out and fatigue your palate, if you will.
Okay.
This is a wine from Tuscany. It's actually a blend, 80% Sangiovese and 20% Canniola.
Well, you've got me sold already because everyone knows on the channel Sangiovese is my favorite red wine grape.
Oh,
and the Rosso
right?
Toscana. What's the price point in this?
$14.99.
$14.99.
Right.
2019. It's great vintage in Tuscany.
Yeah.
This is really young for having 5 years of age on it. I preach Sangiovese. I want it fresh all the way to complex Brunellos, complex Vino Nobiles, Chianti Classico Reservas. Incredible nose at $15.
Right.
Incredible nose.
Well, the Canniola too softens up that acidity in the Sangiovese.
Yeah.
Gives it that nice bright cherry.
Sour cherry.
Yeah.
And I noticed with fruitier Sangioveses, like you don't have all the earth and complex. It's just more plain fruit, just like Rosso di Montalcino. I like the earthiness in the Chianti Classico. But man, this is like, just smell. I want to have this like Tuesday, Wednesday pizza, right?
Right. That's exactly it. That's why I picked this, because people are grilling out. They're firing up the pizza oven, and this is just a great balance.
Oh, it's spicy.
Yeah.
It's great.
But yet soft.
So people are loving this.
I have this case stack. When I case stack something, it takes me a while to get something going. Oftentimes longer than I anticipated. But if I stick with the wine long enough, that I think is of value, not only drinking by itself, but also as a food accompaniment, then I tend to keep it in stacks as long as I possibly can till I get actually a following developed. And then once it's on automatic, you can do anything. You can move it to the shelf. You can keep it where it's at. You can move somebody onto the next wine.
It's like the Rosso di Montalcino before you get to Brunello di Montalcino.
Right.
This, to me, this is the exact type of wine on the channel where I don't think it's going to get like the highest score. Myself personally, like objectively, I think it's like an 88, 89 point type wine. But is it the wine that I want to drink a lot of? Heck yeah. Is it the wine I want to recommend to a lot of people? Heck yeah. It's like beautiful, right?
It's honest.
Yeah.
And nobody's not going to like this wine, I don't think.
I find with a lot of Toscana Rossos, people just like the flavor, right? They're tangy.
Yeah.
And it's got some tannin. You know, for wines at that price point, sometimes they make them real soft.
Right.
Oh, so we're going Pinot Noir, huh?
Yeah, and I thought I'd do something out of my ordinary.
California.
Yeah, California.
Do you find that Pinot Noir market is softening or still strong as ever?
I think we're seeing, people that are interested in Pinot Noirs are drinking from all locations.
Got it.
I think people that are just dabbling in it, they're never going to get beyond Deloche, something at $10.
This comes in how much? This is from where in California? Sonoma or Russian River?
This is Sonoma.
Okay.
Price? This is coming in at $26.
$26 for a Sonoma Pinot Noir. You've been in the business longer than I have. I feel like California Pinot Noir is settling into a style like, you don't have to be Burgundy. You can make a specific, your own style. This to me screams Sonoma Pinot Noir.
I agree. One of the things that California had to learn, I think most importantly with Pinot Noir, is keep the oak off of it. Keep the wines fresh.
This is just pretty, like raspberry, strawberry, that Cool Whip flavor I get from coastal Pinot Noirs. It's more fruity than earthy. Like some people, like Burgundy fans or people or like other European regions that might like earth aren't going to like this, but I'm all about the, I mean, and answer it, do you feel like Pinot Noir, California, or just American Pinot Noirs can be kind of overpriced for what it is? Like, it's okay to make a fun wine like this for Pinot Noir.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. They're believing on press.
At $26, you feel a little bit of wood. This is killer.
Yeah. It's not sweet.
No.
But it's not harsh either. It's pretty new to the shop, so I haven't gotten a lot of feedback.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know where it's going.
Yeah, you know that. So instantly when you taste, like a distributor comes in, you taste. That's why I love tasting with shop owners and people that are in the trade, working, selling. You know instantly if you're going to sell it, you can sell it or not, right? Or what market.
You know who you can and cannot sell it to.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite sayings is, I know what I can sell, but more importantly, I know what I can't sell.
For me, hardcore 92 on this. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to think like Aubon Climat's their basic Pinot Noir, which used to be $20. Now it's probably the same price. One of the best values in California Pinot Noir, but this is killer.
They figured Pinot Noir out in California.
Thank you so much, and I guess I'll see you tomorrow at our tasting, at the
Yeah.
collector tasting. So cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.